Okay, of course we're going to have to talk about Princess Markle, because she's back, ladies and gentlemen. She's back. She attended the 2026 15% Pledge fundraising gala. And this is a philanthropic event, and it was hosted at Paramount Studios. And what this is, it's an event focused on economic equity for Black-owned businesses. It's asking for companies and stores to devote 15% of their inventory and shelving to support Black-owned businesses, which, fair enough. Support what you want to support. I'm not going to sit here and talk about the merits of this particular fundraising gala, but I'm so tired of these elites and their galas, where it becomes more about showing up and getting all eyes on them and not so much what they're doing. Boots on the ground for the actual so-called cause, right? So it was held at Paramount Studios. So you know why she's invited, why Meghan was there. Because Meghan is close friends with Tracy Robbins, who is the wife of the CEO of Paramount Pictures, Brian Robbins. And they're part of the same little social circle in Montecito. So that's how Miss Meghan got herself an invite to that, because she has to leverage every single personal contact she has to use that to get her on red carpets, to get her to fashion shows, etc., etc. But I watched the video of her entering into this event. Some people are saying that they like what she's wearing. I am not one of those people. First of all, the shoes she's wearing do not fit. The way she's walking into the event, it looks like she's trying to prevent herself from falling forward. That's the reason why she's walking with such an exaggerated hip sway, because walking in shoes like that, and they look like they're 4-inch heels, and her toes, the shoes look like they're too small, so the toes are really splayed out on the front. But that's the toes' natural reaction to want to try to get some stability, because walking in high heels constantly pushes your gait forward. And then plus, I'm sure she feels like she's going to topple over from the back on such high heels. But she's carrying on as if she's at the Oscars with this whole ensemble. And to me, it doesn't look like it fits well at the bust, and it doesn't fit well at the bottom, but yet it's extremely tight around the rear. And I think she's aware of that, and that is why I believe that she is wearing this black cape around her. But yeah, okay, it's not a cape, it's more like a train, but you get what I mean. But that's why I feel she's got this whole black cape ensemble thing going on, but it's way, way too long. It's way too long. I mean, are you at the Oscars? Are you being nominated for Best Actress right now or something? Or are you a bride? I mean, those are the only two instances, and even then I think you're pushing it, even in those two situations. But that would be the only two situations where I feel that an ensemble of this length would ever be justified. It's just all too much. It's all too much. But what's happening here is she has to capitalize on every single moment that she does get some attention and does get some flashbulbs on her. So that's why I feel she's doing this with this whole dress. But it's ill-fitting. I do not think that it looks very flattering on her body type at all. Although I will say that I have no objection to the makeup and no objection to the hair. I think the makeup looks nice. At least she's not shining like a greasy disco ball like the way she was in Paris. Her makeup is nice. It's tasteful. Her hair is fine. I'm a little bored of the super tight bun, but I have a theory of why she always wears super tight buns and super tight ponytails, because that is the easiest hairdo to pull off when you have greasy, dirty hair and you don't want to bother with your hair. That's my opinion, why she does that. But yeah, and the other thing that I noticed, because I looked up, because this is a function that is honoring Black-owned businesses and celebrating Black designers, all of that, Meghan is wearing this custom ivory column gown by a Black designer, and his name is Charles Harbison, and working out of Harbison Studio, whatever that's supposed to mean. And the reason why I'm bringing up the fact that she's wearing a Black designer at this gala is that it's all planned. Everything she does is planned and calculated, from what she says, what she wears, what event she shows up at, all of it, even though I think she makes tons of mistakes all the time. But this is in direct contrast to when she was still in the British royal family in December 2018, when she showed up at the British Fashion Awards. She made that surprise appearance. Do you remember when she was pregnant with Archie? And she was giving out an award for British Fashion Designer of the Year while wearing Givenchy, which is a French design house. Very famous, but wearing a French designer at the British Fashion Awards. You don't think that that was a deliberate middle finger to the royal family? Because we all know that she'd been plotting to get out of the family pretty early on. I don't even think that if I said in my opinion that would be just my opinion, because a lot of people feel like that, because the way that everything happened, the way that it did, the timeline that it did, pretty much proves that. But you always have to say my opinion and allegedly, but whatever. So she knew exactly what she was doing back then, but that was just another example that she always uses for when she's getting criticism, because she did receive criticism at the time. She received criticism for other things too. The choice of the actual design of the dress. Some people thought that it was a little too risque for a member of the royal family. And that was back in her constant cradling the bump era when she was pregnant with Archie, still in the family, being photographed. She would always be seen caressing her bump all the time, pulling her coats back to expose the bump. We're not going to go into that, but point being, she was criticized not only for the fact that it wasn't a British designer, but that the outfit was a bit risque. She had on the black nail polish, all that. Basically, she wasn't following protocol and etiquette guidelines, which, fair enough, she did quite a bit. She was constantly breaking protocol and etiquette guidelines. And she complained about that too in the interview to Emily Chung, that, she was so put upon because she was forced to wear pantyhose. But you see what I mean? She deliberately does things to get attention so that she can complain about them later and point them out as instances of her being unjustly victimized. But it's done for a reason. If she really doesn't give much thought and everything is just, just a whimsical, free spirit attitude, whimsical whim, right? Then why did she make such a pointed effort to wear a black designer for this specific event? But she seems incapable of doing the same back in 2018 when she was in the family. Just give me a break. I don't buy it. I don't buy any of it, okay? And not only that, but in my personal opinion as a Christian, I think events like these are polarizing. I think they're doing nothing to bring people and the culture and the country together. I think all stuff like this does is just plant more seeds of division. Why can't we all just be proud and love one another and just know that we're all created in the image and likeness of God and love each other and all do our best? And if you're talented and you have a good product, just support people that have talent and have good products, basically. I'm more of the generation that grew up idolizing Dr. Martin Luther King, who said, people need to be judged by the context of their character, not the color of their skin. We're in a time and a culture where the emphasis is always on the outward, not on the inward. And I'm tired of it. And a lot of people are tired of it too. And not only that, but let's play devil's advocate here. She's so into female empowerment, and she's so into giving women their voice, girls and women their voice, and they need a seat at the table and they need their voice. Well, then why is she even strutting around at a third tier, tiny little event like this, when there's all of this horrible scandal and headlines going on right now surrounding the British royal family? And it's all due to Andrew and his bad behavior. And people are criticizing the family now. And the criticism is getting louder. And people are getting more and more angry at the king and the way he's handling the situation. People are getting angry and defensive, and rightly so. There's a lot of evil and darkness going on. And a lot of people waking up to the fact that these people that are in charge, in government, in royal families, all of it, who are these people? Why are they in these positions when they seem to abuse them and just take us all for fools? Us meaning the general public, right? So, I mean, if you're into speaking about women's rights and and making sure women aren't victims and they have voices and all of that, why would you be still hanging on to a Duchess title, posing on a red carpet right now when all that's going on? That's in very, very poor taste. And I don't care if people say that, oh, she's independent of it and she's, carving out her own role over in California and she has nothing to do with Andrew and what he's doing and what's going on with the royal family. Well, then drop the titles, because you're still using the titles, thereby you are associated with the family. And it's not a good look for the family for her to be doing this, because all she's drawing is more suspicion and criticism by doing this. But this is just classic Meghan, classic Meghan. Give her another week and she'll be showing up somewhere else. Give her a week and she'll be either grinning and flashing her veneers again on the old Instagram, trying to show us her wares, or she'll be showing up to another gala or some charity event or talking, making some speech with some microphone. It's constant. It's a constant barrage 24/7 with this woman. But that's just what I was looking at. Just looking at the ill-fitting dress, looking at just the blatant hypocrisy going on, all this stuff going on with the family right now, all these horrible headlines all over the world regarding Epstein and these files and all of this. And this is where we're at with this woman yet again. So I want you guys to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Again, I'm sorry I didn't actually sit in front of the camera with you guys today, but wasn't feeling up to it. I'm going to go ahead and sign off and rest, but thank you so much for spending this time with me, you guys. And let me know what you think, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.